people get involved in your campaign. They say, you know what, I love this woman, I love what she's doing, she's fighting for us.
And I expect all of you guys to get involved with conservative media and be heard today, tax day, April 15th, and again, November, when we take this country back from the people that are trying to control you and make this into a socialist state. We're not standing for it. Thank you very much.
These people are speaking it out here. They're letting you know what's going on.
Conservative Media peeps, what's up? It's me, JDV, and PFE is joining by phone. And soon PFE will be here live and in person to feel the firepower and bring it to you. But first of all, we're bringing you this kind of firepower. NFL draft, they changed it all up. It was Thursday night. We did it tonight. We have the first round in the books. And I want to know what you guys think of who got the best value there in the first round. We have a lot of storylines that happen. I'm going to tell you what I think. PFE's going to tell you what he thinks. And then we need you guys to speak it. Okay, step one. Let's not even bury the headline. Let's go right to the top of the class and talk about who got the best value, who got the best pick, who is now in the best position to really amp up their team now. I'm not even going to fool with you guys. It's the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. They went up to a whole different level now. People thought they were going to be buried and stuff like that. Dude, they took Dez Bryant, arguably a top 5 talent. They got him at the 24th pick. They did a little maneuver in his net. I mean, think about this right now. You're facing the Dallas Cowboys. You've got Romo. You've got Jones. You've got Barber. You've got Witten. You've got Roy Williams. You have Miles Austin. You have Dez Bryant that you have to face on almost every down. And if one of them rests, you still have Creighton. You still have Sam Hurd. You still have who's our other running back, Paul?
Oh man,
I know.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But he's been coming alive. I mean, you have offensive explosion, and let's not forget about this storyline: the choker, the overrated QB, the whiner, the race card player, Donovan McNabb, the guy who Rush Limbaugh was right about, got traded to Washington Redskins. And now, all you idiots out there, McNabb lovers, ESPN types, that we know who you are, Boomer and some other people, that said McNabb was so great and predicted the Eagles to win last year. The Eagles wouldn't be trading this guy if they thought he was so great. So I don't want to hear about how he was great and this and that, whatever. He was a very good quarterback, very good QB. He's still a good QB. He was never elite. He was never Hall of Fame worthy and all that type of stuff. But the point is this, quickly, we have draft stuff to talk about. The point is basically McNabb is going to have probably one of his worst years ever. And Tony Romo just has another weapon to put right in the slot that can do massive yards after the catch, that is going to give him an incredible year that I'm predicting right now. Now let's talk about the rest of the draft. I think the Seahawks got tremendous value in the first round. They've got 2 immediate starters that they can slot right in there. And I think also, as much as I don't like the Niners, I think the Niners did what they needed to do and shoring up that offensive line. 2 more stars they can put in that right offensive line. So there's a lot of people that did some good. And last but not least, let's not forget about 2 other big stories that Paul's going to react to. Let's talk about Gerhart, who didn't even go in the first round. You had 3 running backs that went above him. People said that might be a racial thing. That's been brought up. He's talked about it, about some of the storylines there. Paul could talk more about that. We also need to talk about Tim Tebow and the Broncos. The Broncos are loading up. Wide receiver and now Tim Tebow at QB. And, they've got that. I mean, what do you think about Tebow going in the first round? They look like they're ready to do some damage in the Mile High Stadium there. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about, and the last storyline here is my boys, Cal Bears, sent 2 guys in the first round. Not as much as Oklahoma and stuff like that, but we have some incredible moves that they made. And I think the Jets and even the Jaguars, the Jets have some good value there with the cornerback position. And I think the Jaguars might have done what they needed to do by drafting my boy on the defensive line. Yeah, he needs to kind of pump up a little bit, but he's very, very quick for his position, and they didn't get hardly any sacks, so he helps them there. Paul, what do you think about this draft? What do you think about what happened with the Cowboys? What do you think about McNabb? What do you think about, the Gerhart situation?
Well, John, you hit most of the key storylines for the draft. I'll just hit two more quick ones, just so everybody knows. Sam Bradford of Oklahoma went number 1 overall, the quarterback. He went to the Rams. I think that's a great pick. We'll see how that pans out. The other storyline is that Oklahoma is dominating this draft. They had 3 of the first 4 picks in the draft. That's amazing. Now, getting back to Tim Tebow was a real surprise. I think people are very surprised by that. I'm looking on Twitter. I'm looking on some of the other boards, and I think Tebow didn't even show up at the draft because he didn't think he was going to go. Not only not in the first round, he didn't know when he was going to go. So, as what you were saying, I'm very interested to see where Toby Gerhart goes. I think the Dez Bryant thing was a real steal for the Cowboys. Everybody, Cowboy haters are furious about this. I can't even tell you one of the topics that was trending on Twitter, but it was basically blank the Cowboys because everybody's so upset that they got Dez Bryant. Skip Bayless, who's a critic but also kind of likes the Cowboys and covered them, he's basically saying, look, this shores up the Cowboys. They are basically now the favorite in the NFC, and I think Dez Bryant, this is what Skip Bayless said, I think Dez Bryant was the second best player in the draft. This is great. This is crazy.
It is crazy. It is incredible. And let's not forget about, Sam Bradford from Oklahoma, the QB, or the defensive tackle, for the Lions. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that those guys went the right way? I want to know from you guys right now. This thing is breaking. We've got all kinds of other videos to do. We're going to hit on the NBA next. But speak on it now. What do you think about what the Cowboys did? Who do you think got the best value out of the draft? Who do you think that's the best player out of the draft? Where do you think this puts the teams? How did your team do? I want to know about it right now. Speak on it right here. Give us the comments. Tell us what you think. Subscribe to us above here. Check it all out. I am John. That is Paul. We are Conservative New Media, and you are the Conservative New Media Army, and we love NFL because we love America.